Hi guys. Hi guys. I hope you're good. So we're gonna have a look at the US30 chart. As with the previous Nasdaq 100 chart that I looked at, this also will be a very short analysis, and that is because in the last video that I uploaded of US30, I covered many of the important bits and pieces um, in that video. So for that reason, this particular video will be very short. So without any further ado, let's get straight into the chart. So as you guys can see, I have the monthly chart, sorry, the daily chart open. And in my previous video, I spoke about this area over here, and I said that it's a very important area, and it's important because of this candlestick over here, which is a bearish candlestick with a small body and a long lower wick. So what that tells us is that, as I said in my previous post, that we have a whole lot of liquidity sitting here, and that the market has to come back to that level to grab that liquidity before actually possibly heading up. So let's continue. In fact, I'm just going to add a line to that area so that we don't forget about it, because it's a very important area. Just bear with me. There we go. Right. So what else do we see on this chart that is interesting or significant? Another thing that is actually interesting or rather important is that we had an information in this region with the neckline being there. And we can see that price broke the neckline. However, we did not see price head back to the neckline to retest it and then push further down. Price just broke it, and it seems as if it's well on its way to this level. However, as you know, the market doesn't just move in a specific direction without retracing. So what may happen, and I'm hoping that this actually happens, is that in the next week we might see actually price from where it is come back to the neckline to retest it and then push further down. It may happen, it may not happen. Nonetheless, if it does happen and we find price at the neckline, we should be looking for possible selling opportunities at this point, and our take profit would be this point over here. So let's continue. What else do we see on this chart that is interesting or significant? Another thing that is interesting is that we actually had an overextended W formation in this region, with the neckline being here, and the neckline was broken at some point. And I know that or rather we know that when it comes to W formations, a lot of people would buy at this region and buy again at this region once the neckline has been broken. So people bought here and others bought at this region as well, which tells us that we have a lot of stop losses that are stuck just below the W structure. And it may be that what is actually happening right now is that price is in the process of going down to grab the liquidity first that's here that I spoke about, and then also grab the liquidity that's sitting just below this W structure, because as I say, there are a whole lot of stop losses that are at this region over here. So that is what may also happen. Nonetheless, let us move forward. Before we move forward, let me just actually add a neckline to that M structure so that we don't forget about it. There goes, just bear with me. There we go. Another thing that I would like to point out is the fact that the reason why we saw price moving with so much momentum is because of the news that came out during the week. We had a whole lot of news, and guys, it's very much important to keep track in terms of what's going on in as far as fundamentals are concerned. Trading is not just about actually technical analysis. Fundamental analysis is also as important as technical analysis. Nonetheless, let's keep going forward. So this is the daily chart. So what I'm going to do now is actually head to the H4 chart. Apologies for the background noise. The dogs seem to be misbehaving a bit. Nonetheless, let us move forward. So as much as on the daily chart we had that candlestick that I spoke about, we also have on the H4 chart this candlestick over here, which is a bearish candlestick with a small body and a long lower wick. So price had to come to this point actually as well, because there's a lot of liquidity sitting at this level as well, just as we have at this particular level, right? So what else do we see on this chart that is interesting or significant? To be honest, I don't see anything further. I don't see anything else. This chart actually looks very much similar to the Nasdaq chart, in that the Nasdaq chart also has this candlestick over here, which is a bearish candlestick with a small body and a long upper wick. And what that tells us is that where that upper wick got to, or where it ends, there was liquidity sitting there, and the market went up to grab that liquidity, and it now seems that it is now going to push further down after grabbing that liquidity. So from here, what I'm going to do is head over to the H1 chart, seeing that I don't see anything else of value on this particular chart. Let's see. So here we are on the H1 chart. I don't see really anything that is interesting on this particular chart. However, as I said, guys, I think what would be nice is if, remember, we have a huge structure here with a neckline there on the daily chart. What I would love to see happen is, because the the market rather has closed below the neckline, in the next coming days, I would love to see price coming back at least to the neckline to retest it. If it does happen, we will look for selling opportunities, or price should in the next day at least come to this level, form a small information, break the neckline, come back to retest it, and this is where we would look for further selling opportunities to that level that I spoke about, which is just bear with me, which is uh, this level over here, where we have all that liquidity sitting. So that is it, guys, in as far as my Dow Jones, aka US30 analysis is concerned. Thanks for watching. If you have any further questions, just let me know. And if there are any other charts that you would like me to have a look at, just let me know. Thanks, guys, and peace out.